Hope you're doing well today. You know, it's really difficult being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. And so I wanted to maybe just chat with you a little heart to heart on being a business owner and how we get discouraged sometimes. You know, owning a business can be one of the loneliest places on earth because you've got the weight of the business on you. You may have employees, so you've got the weight of making sure that you are taking care of those employees. And it can be really discouraging. And then on top of that, you may not be able to um, meet the needs of the business. Maybe you're having a hard time with sales. Maybe you're having a hard time figuring out what it is you're doing, and it can be really really discouraging. And so what I'm hoping is that I can encourage you in your moments of discouragement and share with you some of the things that I do when I get discouraged as a business owner. And let's face it, no matter what level you are at, you can run into some discouragement. Now, the more successful you are, the easier it is to brush that discouragement away. But the fact of the matter is, if you're humble and you are working hard, you very well could run into discouragement at some point, and it's just something that you would have to deal with. And so I just want to share with you some of the things that I do to help with my discouragement. One of the things, though, is that when you meet a difficult place in your business, sometimes it's hard to see the forest because of the trees. And so one of the things that I try to do is step back or step away from the situation and try to view it from a different angle, a different altitude, if you will. And the way that I do that is sometimes I'll just get out in nature. For me, going on a hike, going for a walk, maybe putting in some music on my earbuds helps me to just really start to clear my mind. And I find that one of my most creative places on earth is when I'm outside, when I'm walking in nature. So for me, when I go on a hike, I don't just look at that as go from point A to point B. I'm looking at that as my time for creativity. And if I have a problem that I'm dealing with, uh, just the fact that I'm able to get out in nature and calm my mind, ideas start coming at me. And sometimes I have to stop and write them down. And it's you see me on a trail writing down a bunch of information. But for you, I don't know what that is. Maybe, walking away from what you're doing for a while will help. Maybe going and get a cup of coffee, maybe walking around the block, maybe going and sitting in a coffee shop, changing the scenery will help you. Tough times are going to come. There are going to be difficult times, and there's nothing that I can say or do that's going to change that. You're going to run up against the wall at some point. And so the best thing for you to do is to deal with your mindset. Deal with your mind. Where are you keeping your thoughts? Where are you focused on? If you're focused on the negative, if you're focused on the difficulties, it's going to be really difficult for you to find the solutions that you want. And so for me, what I do is I pray, I meditate, I'll put on certain types of music that help me to unlock my creativity. Again, I've mentioned that I go for a hike or go for a walk. Those things are helpful. The other thing is affirmations. Positive affirmations are really helpful to you if you're having a hard time with mindset, if you're having a hard time keeping a positive attitude, then getting into affirmations, positive affirmations are really, really helpful to you. Listen, I know that it's tough. I know that it's lonely. I know all of these things. One of the things that I do for loneliness is that I have some friends that are entrepreneurs that I can lean on, and they can lean on me, and we have an accountability, and we have a realness amongst us. And I also have a mentor and a coach, and I encourage you to get yourself a mentor or a coach. If you want help with that, I'm happy to help you. You can go to my website, MaximumChange.com. I'd love to engage with you. but you've got to get around positive people, positive input. You got to have positive input coming at you all the time. Now, I'm not talking the Ned Flanders, "Heidi ho, neighbor." I'm not talking about fake positivity. I'm talking about real positiveness where you are going to overcome your situation by working hard, and you're going to focus, and you're going to stay focused on the positive of it. You may be facing whether or not you're going to stay in business. That is a tough place to be. But you know what? It may be that you have to step away from the business for a season. Maybe it shuts down. Maybe you have to reboot it and start over. Whatever it is, those things can be discouraging. But if you're doing them alone, if you don't have someone that's walking with you through that, it's a very lonely place to be. And so I encourage you, don't be alone. Don't stay alone in that place. Find someone that can help you to walk through that season with you. That is so key to your success. What do you do when you're discouraged? You have to find ways to pull yourself out of that discouragement. So positive affirmations, being around positive people, getting away from the situation for a while. Maybe you go for a walk, go for a hike. Sometimes I like to be around people, so I'll go walk around the mall, or I'll go sit in the coffee shop. And I get it, in the season of COVID-19, some of the coffee shops are closed because of, social distancing. I get all of that. But I'm telling you what I do to help me when I'm in a place of discouragement. I call my friends, and I talk to them, and I tell them what I'm dealing with, and they're helping me. They're talking through it with me, and they're really digging into it, and helping me to find solutions. That is the real key, is to be around people that are going to help you to think about different options, think about different angles, different scenarios, different situations. This is really important, that you surround yourself with positive people. Get yourself a coach or a mentor that can help you through all this. It is so important. I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know what is your challenge or struggle right now, but if you're struggling with something, I'd love to help you. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to give you some words of wisdom. Let's see, Lee, some people, it's not discouraged. It's just that some people are learning how to deal with being watched. That is so true. You're going to have people watching you, and they're going to want to laugh at you when you stumble. They want to see you down. They don't want to see you up and positive. And it's true, 24/7, 100%. I agree with you. People are watching all the time, and many of them people, they don't care if you're successful or not. They want to see you fail, because then they don't have to feel bad about where they are in life. And so that is so true. Dealing with the eyeballs, it's when you own a business and people know that you're running a business and they want to be in your business, you know what I mean? They feel like they need to tell you what to do and how to do it, and yet they're sitting over here and they're not successful whatsoever. It is a really tough place to be. I fully thank you so much for bringing that up. Dealing with how do you deal with what people are saying and what people are doing and people staring at you? Well, the simple answer is you ignore them. But when it's friends and family, it's hard to ignore, because it's so much noise. And that's where you have to get into your music and get into your zone and get into a place where you're not surrounded by those people all the time. And sometimes it's hard because they're family or they're people that you love, and you can't get away from them. But you're just going to have to get in that zone, and you're going to have to be focused, because that's where it takes place, is being focused on what you're doing. Who cares what they think? Who cares what they're doing? They need to mind their own business. You're minding your own business. You're doing your thing. Who cares what they think? But I get it. It's not that simple. I know it's not always that easy, because the eyeballs are the ones that burn holes through you. And you're just going to have to learn how to just ignore them and do your thing. Do what's right for you, and don't give a crap about what they're thinking. because they're not paying your bills. They're not living your life. They're not suffering through the things you're suffering through. They think that they know it all. They don't know anything because they are too busy worrying about you and not worrying about their own business. It is so true. So getting discouraged is really, part of that. And really, when you have people that are trying to bring you down, that's a discouragement unto itself. And I say, mind your business and ignore them. Stay focused. Don't care. You're going to have to get to a place where you don't care what people say or think about you and your situation. Again, they're not paying your bills. They're not living your life. They're not breathing your air. They're not standing in your shoes, wearing your clothes, doing your thing, thinking your thoughts. They're too busy worrying about what you're doing as a distraction from the fact that they're not doing what they need to do. This is so true. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Man, I could preach for an hour on that. Whew. So, guys, gals, listen, I really care. If you are struggling with something, seriously, reach out to me. I want to hear from you. You can send a message through this video link. You can send me a message through my Facebook page, which is where this live video is going. If you're listening to this or watching this video on another platform, you can contact me through that platform. I want to hear from you. Like this video, share this video, comment on the video. I want to hear from you. I want to help you. That's what I'm here for. I want to help alleviate the discouragement that you're feeling. And let's see, Dan, I have found that being out in nature allows me to rest. Also very helpful. Yes, I had mentioned that for me, I'm a hiker and I love getting out into the wilderness and hiking, and that's where discouragement is melted away from me. So thank you so much, Dan, for bringing that up. I really appreciate it. It melts away, and I'm able to be more creative when I'm out in nature. So that's really, really, really important to do what works for you. Don't do it because it works for me. Do it because it works for you. If going and standing out in your front yard with your shoes off, with your toes in the grass, helps you to calm down and and to get recentered, then do that. Whatever works for you. Like I said, sometimes if I need to be around people, but I need my own space, I'll go into a public place like a mall, and I'll walk the mall because there's ambient noise going on and there's people walking around, but I'm able to be lost in my own thoughts. If I really need to be creative, I get out into the wilderness, and that really helps to melt away the discouragement that I might feel. So anyhow, if this has been helpful to you, I want to hear from you. I want to share in the joy with you. I want to encourage you. I want to cheer you on. So please, by all means, like this video, share the video, comment on the video. If you're listening to this as my podcast, I'd love to hear from you through the podcast platform, and share the podcast, like it, comment on it. And if you have any feedback or want to offer any encouragement for me, I'd love to hear from you as well. I'm Dr. Foster, and I am the founder of Maximum Change, of MaximumChange.com, and I'm here for you. And I just want to encourage you, don't be discouraged. Be focused, be positive, be happy, be joyful, be free. See you soon.